Welcome to King James Bible University. I'm Elder Michael Johnson with the Lost Sheep of Israel. I want to thank everybody for showing up here tonight, and I'm starting just a tad early. I want to just welcome everyone, but then also I want everyone to look at the King James Bible University homepage, and we have a few new additions that are there. If you look at, we also have Georgia, King James Bible University over there with Elder Jenkins, and as well we have the North Carolina with Elder T. So if you get a chance, please go over there, join, and subscribe to their channel, because both of them over there are teaching. So we would appreciate if you want to get different sides of the scriptures and also have different understanding. It's good to go there, sign up with them, and get it. And as I said, we'll be coming out next year at the beginning of the year, where we have the Precept mastery class, which is actually over there, which everything changed over. You can go over there and start signing up, because we're going to start doing that also. However, it's good to make sure we go with the two, and we'll be adding other ones later. So it's good to sign up with them to where you can start getting those understandings. So what we're going to do, we're going to go through today, which I'm going to crank up, and we want to know something. So we're going to go through a lot of different teachings, because this one here has quite a different teaching today, which we coming in, and I want everybody to make sure we understand exactly what the spiritual side is on what this is talking about. So we're going to go through this, and we're going to start looking at this. So let me crank this up, and we're going to get started and look at what's going on. So let me switch this over to where we can see, and we have this is up. In this teaching today, we have, will a man rob God? And right in there is you. Will a man rob God? And that answer is yes. And I'm going to actually show you how not only was I, but all of us is robbing God. We're going to see this. We're going to go through it. We're going to get the spiritual side of the understanding. We're going to find out exactly what we're doing to rob God. Because you have many churches today is going out through all these places and saying, will a man rob God? So since they say, will a man rob God, we are going to find out actually how you robbing God. Because many say it, but then they want to use money in it. And we got to find out, is it talking about money, or is it talking about something else? We need to get this understanding. So as I said, welcome to King James Bible University. I'm Elder Michael Johnson from the Lost Sheep of Israel. And 1, happy Sabbath. But then 2, it's time to see the truth on what this says. We need to understand what this is saying. So we're going to start this right. It says, will a man rob God? Yet ye have robbed me. See, right where it says yet, you can put your name there. Yet ye have robbed me. But ye say, wherein have we robbed thee? And he replies, in tithes and offering. This is where something that most of these preachers, they love to sit there and they talk about tithes and offering, and how you is robbing God of money and giving to them, and they not taking it anywhere, but they giving it and putting it in their pockets. And however, is a man robbing God? See, and it's yes, you still robbing God, but we need to see how. See, but this is not saying what they say it's saying. See, it's tithes and offering, but one must see and understand what this actually means, because Yahweh said, ye have offered which was not worthy of being offered. See, this is what this is talking about, because when you go back to Malachi 1:13, it says, ye said also, behold, what a weariness is it. Ye have snuffed at it, said Yahweh of hosts. Ye have brought that which was torn, and the lame and the sick, thus brought an offering, should I accept it of thy hand, saith Yahweh. You see this? You see, you see what's going on? See, we have offered which was torn, what was sick, and what was lame. And see, in giving them money, money is torn, is filthy, is dirty. From robbings and killings, from people trying to get this, and then you have people trying to offer this. And should he accept this at your hands? See, you have brought which was lame. It's not perfect. See, you done brought in what is on one leg and being not in all. See, this is what we're doing. See, it's meaning this. Even where you would give a little of yourself, but you'll put your 2 toes in it, and that's it. That's lame. See, you'll sit there and offer your hand to the Most High, but you don't want to give your whole self. See, that's lame. See, are you going to offer what is sick? Something that's not even strong and just falling apart. See, this is your offering to the Most High God. And then you expect him to accept it as if this is your best. So we're going to get an understanding and find out exactly what this is going on and what is he talking about, because many of us is going to sit there and we're going to find out what is he talking about, because he said we have robbed him in tithes and offering. We have robbed him in tithes and offering. We're going to find out what the truth is. See, because if we robbed him, he's saying we robbed him, so we did. But we need to know how. How we did it. Let's get this understanding. Let's go here and we're going to start seeing some things that's really happening, and let's remove the lies from Christian false doctrine. It says, Deuteronomy 14, it says, thou shalt truly tithe all thy increase of thy seed that the field bringeth forth year by year. See, this is going to go into the spiritual side of the true meaning of this verse. We need to understand this. We need to get this understanding, and we're going to find out according to scripture what this is saying. He moves on more. It says, thou shalt eat before Yahweh thy God. You should eat before Yahweh thy God. You shall eat before Yahweh thy God. When you guys give that money at the church, are you doing this? Or are you going out somewhere else and then you have to go buy again? See, but he's not even saying that, but we're going to get this understanding. It says, in the place which he should choose the places named there, the tithe of thy corn, of thy wine, of thy oil, the firstling of thy herd, of thy flock, thou mayest learn to fear Yahweh thy God always. So we need to understand something. We're getting ready to find out the spiritual understanding on what this is talking about, because one of the main problems is they teach you and they want to sit there and all they try to do is rape you from your money. But let's look at this. We're going to tear this down and we're going to find out some spiritual things to see what this is talking about, because it said tithe of thy corn, tithe of thy corn. See, corn is from the original language, from Paleo, it's talking about breaking. Corn, breaking, the language breaking. What that's saying? So it means the same thing as Jacob brought corn into Egypt and that Joseph sold it there. See, this is the reason why the church, and when you have bread is broken where you can give it to another, which is meant to share. To share what one has in his own and passing the good of oneself in another of his own. Meaning this is knowledge being breaking of bread, need to fill the spirit in spiritual knowledge. To share the love of the knowledge of the Father in the breaking of the bread and giving to another. He's sharing with him is what is his own. Corn makes it clear in the breaking bread, which is the sign of mutual love, sharing knowledge. You can find this all through scripture. All through scripture. Wine. See, wine is the deepest level of representation of divine truth flowing from the divine goodness, which is the true principle in the fact of Yahweh love us and desire everything good for us. Are you with me? See, are you with me? See, this is what this is talking about on the spiritual side, because we're going to dig down into this and we're going to find out what the truth is. Then you have that oil. See, oil is a representation which makes things in the sense base of the parable in itself. See, it gives a representation of the sun. Why? Oil, sun. Why? Because it's the source of the natural light of heat. See, this is a representation of the Lord's source of the spiritual light. It's the heat of light, burning oil in the most pure fire that never burns out. This is why you got to remember with the 10 virgins. And guess what? Some of them had oil and some of them didn't. Why? Because they had to burn that light. This is what he's talking about. See, you see in biblical times in the books that's written is the closest representation of the sun, which could be created within us, so that we have to learn the Lord and about our Lord thy God always. That oil need to be burning. That's why you have to tie to thy oil. It's all supposed to be always burning for the Most High. See, and then watch how he plays this. Watch how he gets into this, because it goes on more. Because if it's too far for thee, he tells you, and if the way be too far, be too long for thee, that thou not art able to carry it in the place which is too far for thee, which Yahweh thy God shall choose to set his name there, when Yahweh thy God hath blessed thee, gave you the knowledge. His name is in Jerusalem and nowhere else. So before you can bring your offering to him, it must be according to his instructions, not yours. And if your tithes is torn or is lame or is sick, he's not going to accept it, because he gave you the instructions on how it had to come. So then you're seeking to go back to where his name, because we have people trying to do that, talking about they're going to go back to Jerusalem, and he ain't telling you that. See, it's truly to get back to him. So what he's telling you what you have to do, you have to get rid of everything, sell it. You have to strip that off. Watch this. It said, then thou shalt turn it into money and bind it up in thy hand, and thou shalt go with a place which Yahweh thy God shall choose. But watch what he's going to be doing here, because he's doing something. So you sell it all that you have to build it up, because it is all worldly stuff. You're going to sell it. It's worldly stuff. And you're trying to get back to where he is. Then it's come to where his name is. He chosen Jerusalem. And you need to be praying that you can deliver him. You can be delivered to him. Because then this is what's going to happen. Because he goes on more. Thou shalt bestow that money whatsoever thy soul lusteth after, for oxen, for sheep, or for wine, or for strong drink, or for whatsoever thy soul desireth. And thou shalt eat before the Lord thy God, and thou shalt rejoice though in thy household. So when you get back right into the truth, your desire should be his desires, because that's what your soul's supposed to be lusting after. Being a sheep and an ox, in the love of the wine, the pureness. See, this is what this is talking about. This is why your soul should be lusting after, because this is how you must do it. This must be pure, unblemished, and voluntary. Are you getting this? Are you understanding what's happening here? See, this is where we're going to get into all these nuts and bolts, and we're going to start finding out some things, because this has to be pure. This has to be voluntary. How? If his offering be a burnt sacrifice of the herd, let him offer a male without blemish. He should offer it at his own voluntary will, at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation before Yahweh. Are you with me? See, of the herd, let it be of a male without blemish. It has to be perfect. Not lame, not sick, not torn. And it has to be at your own will, not commanded. This is voluntary. And you lay it at his feet. Why? Remember Ruth? Ruth laid at the feet of Boaz, and Naomi told her to do that because that's what you had to do. So whatever his will is, that's what your will should be. Offering herself as a living sacrifice to him. However, we want to offer him what not is pleasing to him, and should he accept it? No. If thou doest well, thou shalt be accepted. If you do well. If thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door. Because it's voluntary, but he's telling you how it has to be. So if he's telling you how it has to be, and then you don't do it according to what he commanded, then you sin. And sin lies at the door. It's plain. It's simple. It's plain instructions on how you to do it. And if you don't do it the way he's telling you, this is what your problem is going to be. So then you want to sit there and do something else and see. And as I said, this is not required. However, because he tells this is a voluntary thing. And then you have to bring your best. This is instruction on how you have to offer. And if not, then this is sin. And the tithe and this lays at the door. And if you sit there and you're not doing this, then sin will take over. Satan. God instructed wants you to bring him an offering. This is the schoolmaster on how you to do something. But we got to get down with what this is going to be doing. Because he's telling you right now, wherefore the law was our schoolmaster to bring us unto Christ that he might be justified by faith. What is this saying? Let me show you how they mixed all of this up. See, the law is our schoolmaster to bring us to Christ, doing that what is correctly, when we will be justified by the faith. Doing what? Remember, you don't have to do it. Keep that in mind. See, you didn't have to do it. Then you have no faith of his covenant. So then you separated from that. So then you, because right now you won't even be under the law. Are you with me? See, so then you wouldn't be under the law because you wouldn't have the faith and you're not under his covenant. So there's no reason to be justified by the law because you're not under the law. However, being justified by faith, it shows it clear. But after faith comes, you are no longer under a schoolmaster, meaning what? If you have faith, you will follow the instructions again and have no longer be under the schoolmaster, one showing what you have to bring as an offering to the Most High God of Israel. Are you with me? I need you to stay with me because this is going to get rid of a whole lot of false doctrine from you. This is going to remove a whole lot of crap. This is the schoolmaster, and I'm going to show you what the schoolmaster had to do. Because it tells you right here, for even hereunto ye are called, because Christ also suffered for us, leaving us an example, leaving us a schoolmaster that ye should follow in his steps. See, this is our problem. This is what we go through. See, Christ was our schoolmaster and he rested in Yahushua, being the perfect example for us to follow. So again, I'm going to ask you the question, will a man rob God? Yet ye have robbed me, but ye say, wherein have we robbed thee? In tithes and offering. Really? In tithes and offering. Many will still try to justify themselves, even though they hear the truth. Knowing I'm telling you the truth even here, but just as Yahushua told them the truth, but they will still try to justify themselves. No matter what. They're going to justify themselves. They're going to sit there and don't believe nothing according to the scriptures. Because they got to justify themselves. Let's look at this. Mark 13:14. It says, when they were come, they said unto him, Master, we know thou art true. So they come in there to set him up. Master, we know thou art true. So if you know it is true, why are you going to try to set him up? Thou carest for no man. For thou regardest no person, not respect to a person is all they saying, but teacheth the way of God in truth. Really. Is it lawful to give tribute to Caesar or no? They trying to set him up. Is it lawful to give to Caesar or no? We know you're true. And you're talking about things pertaining to God, but let's set God to the side. Let's deal with Caesar. Because we want Caesar undercoverly to kill you. Because as soon as you tell us no, we're going to go back and tell Caesar. See, but Yahushua is true and care for no man. See, he don't care about your position, your stature, or your ranking. But you figure and they figure that they can get him by using King Caesar. See, this is how they thought they were going to set him up. But then he said, shall we give or shall we not give? But he, knowing their hypocrisy, he said unto them, why tempt ye me? Why y'all trying to set me up? Why you going to tempt me? Bring me a penny that I may see it. See, bring me a penny that I may see it. Bring me a penny so I can see it. See, and they gave him the money, and see, and this is a setup, but they were trying to get Yahushua in so they wouldn't have to give, but then Caesar, being the king, was going to kill him. They know this. However, you see his response, why tempt ye me? Why are you going to tempt me? Making himself clear. So he said, hey, give me a penny. Give me a penny and we're going to straighten this out. Then, and they brought it. And he said unto them, whose is this image in superscription? Whose is this image in superscription? And they said unto him, Caesar's. They gave him a penny and asked, but he said, whose image is on this penny, this superscription? And they said, it's Caesar's. They created the money for the one who's in power, in the ruler. See, as it is today, the ones that you see on the money is the rulers or the powers of the ones that you see in this country. These are the ones that had their money on it. I mean, had the image on the money. We have to do these things. We have to make sure what we're doing because it's saying this is what's going on. And they said, Caesar's. So he replied, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, render to Caesar the things that are Caesar's. See, you got to render the things that belong to Caesar back to Caesar because it belongs to Caesar. Caesar's image on it, so you got to give it back to him. And to God, the things that are God's. Are you with me? So we have to render back things that are God's back to him. However, people tries to throw this trick in there and see, and we want to give what is not ours to the Most High God and think the Most High God is a fool. We trying to give back to God something that already belonged to him. This is what we're doing. Will a man rob God? Yeah, you robbed. No, we ain't robbed. How we robbed you? You have robbed me in tithes and offering. How? 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 This is the problem. Because he even says this. He said, I will not reapprove thee for thy sacrifices or thy burnt offerings, to have been continually before me. Saying what? I will not correct anything of your sacrificing to him. I'm not correcting nothing. Those were the schoolmasters for you to do what you needed to do. But you want to sit there and continue to do the same thing. I'm not reproving nothing. You have taken it the wrong way and you start using it as it is yours. Thinking he's a fool. Thinking he's stupid. Thinking he's going to do this. He ain't cleaning up nothing. Because you're going to sit there and you want to bring him a sheep, a goat, money. Are you serious? I will take no bullock out of thy house, nor he goats out of thy fold. I'm not taking nothing, is what he's saying. Why? Because he's telling you, for every beast of the forest is mine, and the cattle upon the 1,000 hills. All this stuff belongs to him. You taking this stuff and taking it back to him as an offering, and it belongs to him anyway. And you say you ain't robbing God? See, we want to sit there and say we ain't robbing God, but we trying to give God back what already belonged to him. See, all the beasts is the Most High God. All the cattle is his. So we're robbing from God and then trying to give it back to God. You ain't calling yourself a thief. We're going to take from God and then we're going to give it back. Just shady. You don't even own none of the animals. And we're gonna try to give this back to God, and it belongs to him. I know all the fowls of the mountain and all the beasts of the field are mine. They belong to him. In fact, all the fowls of the mountain, all the wild beasts are the Most High God's. But again, you'll try to offer them to him, and they don't belong to you. He said you render the things that are Caesar back to Caesar. You got to give this stuff back to Caesar, and the things that are God, you got to give it back to him. And you are offering something that don't even belong to you. And then you want to tell me you ain't robbing God? You want to tell me you ain't robbing God? We trying to give him everything that belonged to him, but we want to sit there and give it back to him. Like we gonna feed him a 4-course meal. We trying to give him beasts of the field, goats, bullocks, and everything else like he hungry. And all this belongs to him. He goes on more. If I were hungry, I wouldn't tell thee. For the world is mine and the fullness. Everything here belongs to me. And you trying to bring me this crap. And I told you not to. But if you're going to bring it, you're going to bring me your best. What is your best? What is your best? Because if he was hungry, he wouldn't even tell you. So why are you bringing him something and he's not even hungry? You won't even know. Everything belongs to him. But we think, oh, well, want to tell you what? Let me go get this goat. The goat don't belong to you. And you trying to offer it. You trying to give it to him. And it don't belong to you. But then you offer something as if he's hungry. He's not hungry. You don't even know. So why you done took this animal, done cut it up, and offered it to him? And everything belonged to him. I will eat the flesh of bulls or drink the blood of goats. Do you really think look how he put I will eat the flesh of bulls or drink the blood of goats? Are you serious? Look how you got question mark. hitting you upside your forehead. Are you crazy? Will I eat? Is he going to eat this? This is the crap that you're going to offer me? Bring your best. And if you're going to bring it, it's voluntary. So I'm not telling you got to do it. This is voluntary. But if you're going to do it, you're going to do it my way. And you thinking he going to eat the blood of bulls and goats. Really? And you not robbing God? Oh, going to do it. Well, hey, honey, you got $20? Let's put $20 off it. Really? Where did it come from? How did it get to your pockets? Or where did it come from before it even got to your pockets? Was it in a drug deal? Was it in a murder rap? Was it in something? Are you serious? See, this is what we go through. See, these things is commanded of you. And you gonna bring him, like, I'll tell you what, hey, let's go down here and get a goat and we gonna offer it to the Most High God. It belonged to him anyway. This is the problem. But you want to say, I ain't really robbing God. Oh no, I've been in church for 50 years and I ain't never robbed God. You've been robbing him every time. He said, main thing, offer unto Yahweh thanksgiving. Pay your vow unto the Most High. That's what you got to do. Pay thy vows unto the Most High, that it may be well with you. Made a vow with the Most High, pay it. Ain't no animal there when he told you to make that vow. Get down and get down into the contract, and then you find out they're not in there, but then you want to adjust the contract. Oh, let me tell you what. Well, I'm gonna offer a goat. I'm gonna offer this. What's that in the contract? Pay your vow. Yeah, I know some of you. Well, I don't know what the contract is. I'm gonna show it to you. We need to look at the contract. Every contract we want to break, and then we want to look at everybody else, and we breaking our contract with the Most High God. They breaking contract with themselves, and we breaking the contract with the Most High God. We got a problem. And then we want to sit there like, oh, well, we want to look at everybody. Look at them. Look at you. We playing with the Most High God who created all things, and we breaking contracts with him. And we got the nerve to look at somebody else. Yeah, I'm Israel. Boy, don't let me move forward, because this is what our problem is. If thou doest well, should thou not be accepted? If thou don't do it well, sin life at the door. I'm telling you how to do it, and if you do it this way, you're going to do well. If you don't do it, sin life at the door. And then his desires should rule over him. The contract. He told us from the beginning, if you do it well, he's going to accept it. Because sin lies at the door. Satan, because he wants you to do wrong. He wants you to fall. He wants to rule over you. So what happened? Yahweh left the example, and he did not. Say in the scriptures, he did. See, he left an example. Even hereunto ye are called, because Christ also suffered for us, leaving us an example that you should follow in his steps. See, this is a problem. He left an example, and what we do, we want to put everything on him. He left an example for us to follow, and we want to use. We don't tell you. We still we can. Well, we don't tell you what. You just as shady as them that back that he took out of Egypt. They was using sheep. You keep trying to reuse the Lamb of God. Every time you sin, let's go get him. Oh, sin, let's go get him. Oh, we sin, let's go get him. Wake up, wake up, wake up, Jesus. We got to kill you again. I sinned. Come on, can you go do this for me? Pretty please. This is what we're doing. He left us an example for us to follow, and we keep trying. Come on, I need you. I made a boo-boo. I did a sin over here. Can you go die for me one more time, pretty please? I messed up. I messed up. I went and I ate. I had to go to Lucille's, and I had to get they pork ribs, and I just had to get those St. Louis ribs. Yeah, so I need you to die again for me, pretty please. Are you serious? We should follow, and this is what we should have did. So I am glad you asked, what should we do? Because that's what that's what's going in a lot of y'all mind. So what should we do? Glad you asked. I'm glad you asked. I'm glad. Because we're going to find out what you should do. See, and Yahweh shall answer and said unto them, you render to Caesar things that are Caesar, and unto God things that are God. But then it says, and they marvel. And they marvel. Why? Because if we had a schoolmaster to show us what we must do, render back to the Most High God, which is God's, meaning what? Things that in the image of Caesar got to go back to Caesar, and things that in the image of God got to be rendered back to God. And this is why they marvel, because when you sit there and so Yahweh created man in his own image. In the image, Yahweh created he, him. Male and female created he, them. So he made them in his likeness. So it's the same thing as we'll sit there and look. See in verse 126, it said, and Yahweh said, let us make man in our image after our likeness. See, it's the same thing. So if it's the same thing, he's telling us we got to render things that are God back to him. He created you in the image. What are you doing? Let me go get a lamb. Honey, I made a boo-boo. Me and the girls went out and we ate some crab cakes. So we need to go. Jesus, can you get up on that? Can you get up on that cross one more time? I promise I won't do it no more. Well, maybe one more, but you know how I am. Are you serious? We need to know what to do. He said, render back to him that things that is him. Because it is not possible. It is not possible for animals to remove what you did. For it's not possible for the blood of bulls and goats to take away sin. Because it's not. It's not going to happen. These were schoolmasters to show you how. Willing to die for their master. See, however, you have the same as you delight in feasting of the lamb. See, many of us like to go get a lamb and then we want to feast on the lamb. See, in his flesh. It's the same as the Most High God. See, he wanted to delight at his table, and guess what? See, what he had planted, however, his fruit is grown up corrupted. Because what he had taught us, we done corrupted the fruit. We have corrupted fruit. Bringing him earthly things as if we know he's hungry. But let me go bring this over there. Did he even say he was hungry? Did he ever even brought that up to you, that he was hungry? Did he talk to you about it? Do you really think he was hungry? He already said if he was hungry, he wouldn't even tell you. If I were hungry, I wouldn't tell thee. Why? Everything belongs to him. For the world is mine. It's his. So why are you going to tell you if you're hungry? Everything belongs to him. Pay your vow. Pay your vow. Pay your vow. to him. If he was hungry, you have no idea, but what we want to do is do everything the other way. So how do we pay our vow? That's what the problem is. How do we pay? What? You want to tell Elder Johnson? What's the contract? Plant your ass. Clad your ass. What's the contract? Let's look at the contract. Exodus 19:5. It says, now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, if you're going to obey his voice indeed and keep my covenant, then you will be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people. Again, for all the earth belongs to him. He's clear. Clear, crystal clear. This is the contract that he laid out in what we're going to sign. And he said, all you have to do is obey my voice and keep my covenant. And you'll be a peculiar treasure in keeping this vow to him. And what did we do? What did we say? What did we do about this? Get right down to verse 8. And all the people answered, your ancestors, my ancestors, said that all that Yahweh has spoken, we will do. And now you want that inheritance, but you want to look at it like M&Ms, and you want to throw out the red ones and keep the ones that you want to do. Are you serious? All that he said we will do. And Moses turned the words of the people unto Yahweh. But now you want to sit there. When you break this, you want to bring in some animals that belong to him. Not willing to pay your vow. Oh, and well, I was doing that, but you know, they're having this thing over there, and I just had to go do this. Well, I'll tell you what. Let me give him some money for replacement. Here you go, Most High. Here goes some money. Everything belongs to him. And we want to replace it with money. We want to replace it with animals. Whatever we can find, we want to use it as a replacement. But what we agreed to. But what we agreed to. And you said, pay your vow, not giving stuff. Because all the stuff is his. And you're going to bring him worthless stuff because he already on everything else. But this is what we do. This is what we do. Well, I don't know. Well, I give this, but as he said, ye have also, behold, is a worthiness, is it? And ye have snuffed at it, said Yahweh of hosts. Ye have brought which was torn in the lame, in the sick. Thou shalt brought an offering. Should I accept it at your hand? I told you render back to me what belongs to me. And you bringing me a goat. This is what we do. This is what we do. And you think he's going to accept it at your hands? Saith Yahweh, do you really think he's going to accept this at your hands? See, in fact, you break the voice stuff to him. See, why? It's not paying your vow that you made with him. See, the vow of the law, in the law, was the commandment and the command of you to fulfill. Meaning what? Meaning this. Let's look at this. See, the law, having a shadow of good things to come and not the very image for the thing, can never in those sacrifices which they offered year by year continually make the comers unto perfect. Are you serious? See, what he's saying is the covenant is a shadow of what was promised to you. But guess what? We want to sit there and we want to adjust the contract. And he promised you'll be a peculiar people. Did not he say that? He said, you'll be a peculiar treasure unto me. He said that right there in Exodus 19:5. And we do know this. God cannot lie. And he even goes on more. Not the very images that you see before you in the world. This will not make you perfect when you're doing this other stuff. Obey my voice. Not giving replacements, which is not in the covenant. Because it's not in the contract. All that the Lord has said we would do. It don't say all that the Lord has said we would do. And if we break it, we're going to give a lamb. We're going to give a goat. We're going to give an ox. We're going to give 2 turtle doves. We're going to give some unleavened bread. We're going to do all this stupid stuff. And he's sitting there saying, pay your vow. And we don't. Thinking you coming perfect. And this is what we're doing. It says, then, for then will they have ceased to be offered. Then they would not have ceased to be offered. Because, well, guess what? We would have still been doing it. We'll still be doing it today. And guess what? You are still doing it today. Because many of us want to sit there and give this money. Many of us want to go run down somewhere and give some money. Think we being clear to God. Think we being cool with God. Doing just that. Doing this, so they would not have ceased to be offered. And you keep making Yahweh Shai, I need you to get back up on that. I need to kill you again. Half y'all don't even like leftovers. And you keep killing him. He said he ain't dying for that. Because that the worshipers, once purged, should have no more conscience of sin. So if they was in the covenant and it was still in effect the way that you had it, but they are not because they were the schoolmaster to teach us and not in replacements. How? So nothing is being purged of us because we're being sinners. See, this is our problem. See, this is the issue. See, he goes on more. He said, but in those sacrifices, is a remembrance again made of sin every year. Because guess what? You didn't kill off the sin that you had. Because there was a remembrance in the sin that you committed and continually do them because it is not our lives on the line. It was those animals. So you didn't have no problem killing them. Are you with me? See, this is what we do. It's a remembrance of them because guess what? Hey Joe, can you go down there? Man, I was sinning all year. Didn't get caught. So man, we need to kill a couple of bullocks. But guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna have a big old barbecue. And we're gonna have these bullocks and we're gonna do this. Because there's a remembrance in it. Well, man, you sin that. Well, yeah, some of the same sins, but it's all right. You know, I done paid that. Paying that vow don't have those in there. It's not in there. So he goes on more. See, because he says, for it is not possible for the blood of bull and goat should take away sin. That's not happening. It's not there. See, it was never in the covenant. So he's not adjusting it. So offering bulls and goats is never going to take away sin. Offering money and all that, not going to take away sin. It was never part of the agreement. The agreement was to obey the voice of the Most High God. Meaning what? You have to be obedient to the word of his voice. But we're not doing it. This is the problem. This is our problem. What we got to offer to him. He tells us. Wherefore, when he cometh into the world, he said, sacrifice or offering thou wouldest not, but a body thou hast prepared me. That's your offering. You! That's your offering. But you want to, oh no, I'll tell you what. I think a lamb. Let me go find a lamb. Are you serious? Just being food. Your body has to be prepared for the Most High God, not something else, not a replacement. But this is what we get into. We want replacements and not the offering of our body. Well, we're going to tell you, I'm going to offer an ox. No, he said, look at your contract. Because it's not there. He said you have to offer your body that you prepared him. In burnt offerings, in sacrifices for sin, thou hast no pleasure. All this junk that you offered to him, why? He had no pleasure in it? Why? Because it belonged to him. And you kill it one behind another, just chopping them one behind another. This is what we do. He had no pleasure because it's not even part of the contract. Why? And then he said what? Then said I, take I out. Put your name there. Well, that's a Yahweh. See, if you look at it in context, see, that's talking about Yahweh. Put your name there. I be using hermeneutics. Put your name right there. Then said Michael, lo, I come in the volume of the book. It is written of me to do thy will. This contract is with me when I said I'm going to follow him. I have to do what he said to do. Period. This is what we're supposed to be doing. So if it's not about you, close the book, go out, go buy you some fire-breathing britches, and you go do what you want to do. Because this is what Christians like to do. They like, no, it was speaking to them. If it's always speaking to them, then you stop reading the book. It's that simple. See, if it's always, if we look in context, it's speaking to them, stop reading the book. Because this is what we're supposed to be doing. This is written to us for what we need to be doing. This is the main thing. See, because this is the volume of the book, in the book of remembrance, in the covers of the Most High God, his way, his instructions, when, where, how, everything. So if you say, then said I, take I out. Put your dang name right there. Lo, I come in the volume of the book to do the will of the Most High Father. But you have so many people want to put it on Yahweh and always want to put it on him. And that's why he wired up hell. For a lot of y'all to go there. I ain't trying to go there with you. I'm not trying to go there with you. He goes on more. Above where it says sacrifice or offering and burnt offerings and offerings for sin, thou wouldest not. See, because you don't want to get your body, you keep wanting to go get, let me go get this, let me go get that, let me go get this, let me go get that. You want to offer everything but what you're supposed to offer. For sin, you would not, neither have pleasure therein, which is offered by the law, because he's telling you how you have to do it. And you keep doing what? You keep bringing everything else. He said, sacrifice and offer that would not. And for sin, and he didn't want to offer it because he had no pleasure in them. However, the law is commanded and brought to him in offering for that remembrance, it's even better to be best without blemish. Are you with me? See, this is our problem. But they're like, well, I don't know. Yeah, okay. Then said he, lo, I come to do thy will. So if you're not coming to do the will, close the book up. Thinking, oh, well, I'm riding on Jesus. I'm gonna ride with Jesus all the way out here. You gonna ride right to hell, cause you ain't come to do the will of the Most High God. You didn't come to do the will of the Most High God. Well, I'm riding on the blood of Jesus. You're going to ride right to the blood of hell. You got to come to do the volume of the book. It is written of you to do the will of the Most High God. You said everything that he said you will do, and you don't want to do it, but you want to put it on him. He do it, so I don't have to do it because he did it. Same thing that Adam did. It's the woman you gave me. It Jesus you gave me. Yahweh you gave me. Yahweh, he did this for me. Tell you what, go buy you some nice breeches, some nice underclothes. Go get you some 105 octane gas. Soak them in there. Just soak them in there. Put them in a bucket. Just soak them in there overnight. Soak them in there overnight. And put them all in there. And every day you put one of those pair on. So when you leave here, you got the fire to go directly to hell. Because that's where you're going. Because you're not paying your vow. This is what we do. This is what we talk about. This is what we always doing. He said, pay your vow. But we want to do it always. We want to put it on somebody else. And he made this so clear. He said, even unto ye are called, because Christ also suffered for us, leaving us an example, not a replacement, that ye should follow in his steps. Well, no, that's in context. Well, I don't. Go buy them breeches. Go buy them underwear. And just put some fire right to it. Because many people going to go to hell, rightfully so. Because they're going to always say, Yahweh paid it all. Meaning they believe rightfully sin and they could do this, and all they were doing with animals, they good with it. And they're using him as an animal. So even when they saying that he's doing it as an animal, and you're using him as a sacrificial lamb, you treating Yahweh like an animal. And then you say you love him, you hate him. That's why when he get to the door, he said, I don't even know you. Do you know how many times you wanted me to get up on this cross to die for you, and you acted a fool all these times? And you really think now I'm going to let you in? Every time I turned around, you sit there crying to me that you done did wrong year after year. And you want to get in here thinking we're going to do something for you? You dang self-righteous, wicked person. Busting hell wide open. See, this is the same way offering animals, using them as a replacement and not themselves calling him and just saying they accept the blood of Jesus and going under the blood of Jesus. And just like I said, all those churches that's doing that same doctrine, y'all can sit there. If you want to sit there, if you think they're right anyway, hell is on you might as well just walk into hell. Trying to get behind the blood of who? You get behind the blood of a dang pig. If you're sinning as many as you are, you're gonna go in for a rude awakening when you get there. Because all he said is this: pay your vow to Yahweh your God, and let it be round about him, and present unto him that would ought to be feared. He's clear, crystal clear. But we were, oh, well, I don't know. That's all right. That is all right. So you made a vow to the Most High God, and then you don't want to pay the vow. That's sin, because he told you how you had to do it. That's sin because you had to obey his voice. So he told you what to do, and you chose not to do it. You chose to do a replacement. Oh, I know you clearly see the picture, but you can blind yourself all you want to. It wasn't no accident you got here. It wasn't by accident, none. However, you see the issue with the covenant. You see you've been robbing God. You know this. You know you've been robbing God. What you gonna do to correct it? See, because after you know the truth and you sin willfully, after you have received the knowledge of the truth, there remains no more sacrifice for sins. It's a wrap. When there remains no more sacrifice for those sins, go down to your best department store and see if they can get those britches with the that's thick. Get the real thick one so they can burn hot. Soak them in that gasoline, because that's what you're gonna be using. And Satan ain't gonna be running it. He gonna be burning right beside you. See, once you know the covenant and you continue to sin, there ain't no more sacrifice for sin, period. So, have a question. Have a question for you. I have a question for you. Are you going to continue to rob God? See, by giving the things which already belong to him, are you going to continue to rob God? See, if thou doest well, should not that be accepted? But if thou doest not well, sin lieth at your door. So if you don't do what I commanded you to do, sin lieth at your door. So are you going to continue to rob God? Are you going to continue robbing God? Ye said also, behold, it is a word that ye sniffed it in. Ye had brought which was torn, which was lame, and the sick. Ye brought an offering, should I accept it at your hand? He told you a body. A body that you have prepared him. He ain't talking about no goat. He ain't talking about no sheep. He ain't talking about no ox, no turtle dove, a body. What are you going to offer? What are you going to offer? And the main question still remains is, will you rob God? Yet ye have robbed me. And ye said, wherein had we robbed thee? You know where now. You know where now. Are you going to continue to rob him? That's the question. That's what's going to go on, because many of you guys going to sit there and you're going to sit there and think that you wasn't doing anything wrong. Many of you guys going to clearly think, oh, we weren't there, that was all right, that was okay. Hell waiting on you. And hopefully you guys got some understanding from it. I really hope that you go back, study it, look at it, flip it around, tear it down, because we've been robbing God for years. So something to think about. So we're gonna I'm gonna take a few questions, but I'm gonna go back in the back in 10 minutes, and we're gonna do some things back there. So because I do know we have some people in the back that's we doing some Bible word meanings that where I want to see what's going on. So I'm gonna take on a few, and then from there I will leave out. So Any questions? And I'm trying to see. And I do appreciate it. Let me see. So I'm not seeing anything yet. Yeah, if we don't want to keep robbing God, then we want to make sure we pay our vow, because once we tell him that we gonna follow and do him and do all the things that he commanded of us, we need to make sure we obeying his voice. And many of us not going to do that. So I do appreciate it. And how do we offer our body? And your body actually going to be prepared. You actually get out the sin business. Everything that he sees as a sin, you actually don't do. And that's how you offer your body. And any time that you look upon sin, you always want to make sure within that sin, you want to make sure that you eschew it and you get away from it, because you don't want to sin against him in no way, no matter how people want to do it, because people will try to sit there and entice you to sin, and you want to get away from sin. So that's how your body is being offered. Your body is being used as a living sacrifice to where you're not trying to engulf any sin. And all the sins are right there in the Bible that we actually commit. And he tells you in many ways we do it. I teach in many ways how you sin, and you make sure you don't do those sins. And I appreciate it, Sister Tally. I know they probably answered some of your questions. And you make amends by just getting out the sin business. Once we acknowledge that we have sinned, we make that amends and we get out that sin business. Because that is truly a business. And you guys are very welcome. Very good teaching. I'm so glad I came across. Yeah, glad you were able to come here. Like a Sister Lynn. Glad you were able to make it. And appreciate it, Elder Jenkins. And I appreciate it. So it looked like, we're going to be going back. So it looked like we don't have really no questions, which is pretty good. So let me get ready to switch over, and I'm going to go into the class. And actually, I might be calling some people, might be waking them up, which I'm not sure. But I'm going to go back there and in the class and get with them. So let me see. Yeah, I got about 2 more minutes, and I'm going to go back there. And you guys, so it's your body. And that's what you're offering. You guys more than welcome. I appreciate it. Hey. And we are made in the physical image of the Spirit. Yes, that is correct. And so that's pretty good. I see we're not getting much more. We're getting much more. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it, Brother Matt. And I'm not seeing much, so no questions, so we're going to end up going in the back. And I appreciate it. Thank you. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to get ready to head in the back and go through that, because we'll be going through a teaching in the morning. So I'm going to go through there and do this. Thank you, Elder Pittman. So we're going to do some of this here. Aaliyah got a question mark. I'm not sure what she's saying there. Not sure what that is saying. So she got 2 question marks. So I don't know what that means. Yeah, I got it right here, Deacon White. Got it right here with me. So appreciate it. So right there, I appreciate you guys. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna head in the back, and you guys look out for next year if you get a chance. Go over to you'll see Precept Mastery. Click on that because next year we're going to be doing teachings pretty much almost every morning, where we're going to be breaking down the scriptures. So, and basically when we're going by verse, we showed you actually the mechanics on how to actually break a verse down. So you will see this on the King James Bible University homepage. So you just click on that, and it's Precept Mastery. Click on that, join it, and right now I think it's only one video over there. But we'll be doing that. That'll be every day because it's gonna start filling up. Yeah. Can you help me fix what? And yeah, you access to the back. I believe that you dropped yourself out of the class. So I believe that's what happened. And so let me get ready to go back because I see we still got all this. Just mainly thanking. I appreciate everybody. Appreciate you guys joining up. So let me go ahead to the back, and we're gonna take care of that. And I'm glad you was able to find us, Sister Nicole. Appreciate it. And hopefully you can join us in the morning. And we got a kind of a hardcore precept teaching, but it'll be very good. You will be able to catch some of it, but I know some of it might fly over. However, stay with us, and you'll start catching on what precepts on how they actually ran. Yeah, I can actually email you, because I've seen where you actually pulled yourself out of the class. So I do know that. Okay. So we got a lot of thank yous. So I want to thank everybody. Let me go here, and I'm thinking this here. For some reason, I can't get there. So what I'm gonna do, I don't know why it's doing it that way, but what I'm gonna do, let me get to the studio because I still don't see anything else there. So I can do it this way, but I'm gonna head to the back and deal with that one in live now. Yeah, cool. I can go there, and that's where we can take care of it. So I want to thank everybody for watching this. Hopefully you got some understanding from it, and I hope that you continue to move forward to the Most High God, but make sure you get in your Bible. Don't let nobody fool you, and especially understand what those meanings are. So that's something we're going to be digging in, and we're going to be going through that. So with that, I wish that each and every person was edified in some of the learning. So until tomorrow morning, I bid everybody a shalom.